Phoenix is the newest installment in the X-Men film series. It's part of the First Class sub-series of the X-Men movies. And if you haven't figured it out, it's basically the Dark Phoenix Saga in movie format. Again. Now right off the jump, I want to say that when I saw the first trailer for this, I was actually pretty hyper about it. A lot of other people weren't terribly hyped, but I was different. I really wanted to see this movie because, well, they're doing the Dark Phoenix Saga again. The first time I did it was in X-Men The Last Stand in 2006, and that was mixed, to say the least. But this time I thought, hey, everything's different now. It's a new director. Maybe they've learned their lesson. Maybe they figured out how to do it the right way. And when you see the movie, you find out it's actually pretty underwhelming. I'm going to be honest. This wasn't nearly as good as I really was hoping it would be. I think a lot of other people kind of made that assumption from the jump, but this film just didn't do it for me. True, it's got some entertaining points in it. I do like the actors like James McAvoy as Professor X, I like Michael Fassbender as Magneto, Jennifer Lawrence as Mystique, Nicholas Hoult as Beast, and everybody else. I like Sophie Turner as Jean Grey in this. Well, a younger Jean Grey. She did a pretty good job in Apocalypse, and in this movie, she honestly did a good job too. But everything else is just, so what? The whole plot of this movie gets kicked off when the X-Men have to go into space to go save the space shuttle, and there's this big, evil, alien nebula looking thing out there, and Jean Grey gets attacked by it, or she absorbs it, and then you have the plot of the movie. Even though it was previously established in X-Men Apocalypse that she already had the Phoenix power in her. So I guess technically she already had the power in her in the last movie, and this movie just basically is an alien force that magnifies it to like a dangerous extent. So that's the assumption I'm going with. And it's got shades of The Last Stand in it again, because if you've seen the trailers, you basically know that Charles did something to fuck with Jean's mind, and it had consequences. So basically The Last Stand 2.0, more or less. Unlike The Last Stand though, which I thought was an okay film, this had a lot of dull moments in it, like a whole lot of dull moments, like things that I just didn't care for. I honestly felt like it was dragging on at some point. There is some decent drama in this, but for the most part it's just huge gaps of talking and nothing really happening. I will admit, Sophie Turner is a really pretty fearsome looking Jean Grey, or Phoenix, whenever she uses her powers, but beyond that, it's just not a whole lot to look at. Speaking of other actors, Jennifer Lawrence is Mystique. I know a lot of people can tell that the makeup for her looks different in this movie, and that's because she really didn't want to get in all the makeup for this character again. I think it's common knowledge that Jennifer Lawrence was really done with the X-Men series by this movie. In fact, I'm pretty sure she was done with it by the last movie, but she figured, you know what, let's just get this over with. It felt like she really just wanted to come on set, get her scenes done, and just get the fuck out of there and go do whatever she wanted. And it shows in her acting. In fact, in a lot of people's acting, it kind of shows. It doesn't really seem like they're like giving the best performance, but they're giving a good enough performance. That's another thing. There's no real humor in this movie, like at all. Like I can't think of a point where I actually laughed in this movie. Because other previous movies had some funny moments or some jokes. This, none of that. Nothing. I will say this, the third act of the movie is actually pretty nice. There's a pretty good action sequence during the third act of the movie. That pretty much hyped up the rest of the movie and it brought it up for me in what was otherwise a rather meh kind of movie. Also, another point of contention is that other X-Men like Quicksilver, Storm, they don't get a whole lot to do. I mean, they're in the movie, but they don't really do much like previous movies or the previous movie. They're just kind of there. They just have lines, they do things, they do this, that, and the third, and then that's it. By the end of the movie, by the time the credits start rolling, it doesn't feel like the end of the movie. I mean, it does, but it doesn't. What I mean by that is like this. When you finish watching Avengers Endgame, you actually felt a sense of closure. You felt like after 22 movies, you felt like this was the end, this was the ribbon on the top, this is the finale, this is how everything ends. You felt satisfaction. When you watched the second part of Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, you felt a sense of satisfaction. Or if you read the book. Here, it just felt like, oh, okay, we're done, bye. Like it was just another movie, it just didn't feel like it was done, it just felt, all right, see ya, get out of here, bye. And that was it. At the end of the day, I really can't say that this movie is better than The Last Stand. I do say that there's entertainment in this movie to be had. It's enjoyable enough, at least for me, but not as good as it could have been, and it's not a really good finale. That's why I'm giving this movie a bronze ribbon rating. I mean, hey, at least it's over, and for what everybody knows, the fact that Disney bought out Fox, so now the X-Men pretty much belong to them, that was pretty much a sign that this probably isn't going to have the ending we think it is. So it's probably going to be a while before we get some more X-Men movies, but I'm totally okay with that. I mean, maybe next time they'll be able to do the Dark Phoenix Saga a much better way. This didn't move me at all in the slightest. Okay, so Dark Phoenix, have you seen it? What did you think? Did you like it? Did you dislike it? Who's your favorite X-Men character? Whatever you think, leave me a comment below and tell me how you feel. Also, don't forget to check out my Twitter at Asteroid Mike. Don't forget to check me out on Reddit, which I am, also on Asteroid Mike. Please subscribe to my channel if you like this video and you want to see more. Click on the link below, wait to the end of the video. Don't forget to share this with everybody. And as always, I'll see you around. So until then, peace out.